The stars outside Space Station Argus were calm. They blinked quietly in the dark sky, far away from the noise of war and the pain of history. Commander Rian Holt stood by the glass wall of the observation deck, hands behind his back, watching Earth slowly rotate below. Rian was 35, tall and sharp-eyed. His uniform was simple, marked only with the blue badge of Earth's Defense Force. He didn't need medals. Everyone on the station knew who he was. Calm, focused, and always prepared. Rian had earned respect through action, not words. Life on Argus was peaceful. The station held scientists, engineers, and a small group of defense officers. Earth hadn't seen a major attack in years. The Galactic Alliance had brought peace across many systems. Most believed Earth was safe now. Rian didn't fully believe that. He kept the defense systems updated, ran silent drills, and watched the far edges of space. Not because he was afraid, because he was ready. That night, his quiet routine changed. "Commander," said Lieutenant Dax, stepping into the room. He was young, eager, and always on time. "We've picked up something strange on long-range scanners. It's not Alliance traffic." Rian turned from the glass. "Show me." On the screen, a red dot blinked. Then another. "They're moving in a formation. No known ID codes. No response to hails," Dax said. "Origin. The outer rim. Near the old Droxel sector." Rian's face stayed calm, but inside he felt the shift. "Keep tracking." "Quietly," he said. Dax nodded and left. A few minutes later, another message came through, this one on a secure hidden channel. Rian read it alone. "Droxel fleet is active. Heading toward Earth space. Warn your people. Be ready." There was no name, just the seal of an old ally, someone Rian had once fought beside. He stood in silence for a long moment, then walked to the command center. "Alert level 2, he said to the crew. "No alarms yet, just tighten protocols and bring all systems online." Someone asked, "Is it just a drill?" Rian looked at them, serious but steady. "No, this time it's real." Outside, the stars still blinked, but now they felt closer, watching. Space was quiet, but the tension inside Space Station Argus was rising. Commander Rian Holt stood at the center of the command deck. The lights were dim, screens glowing with red and orange marks. All eyes were on the long-range scanner. The unknown ships were closer now. 37 vessels, moving in perfect formation. "No ID tags. No response to communication," said Lieutenant Dax, voice steady but tight. Rian leaned closer to the screen. "Show me a visual." A fuzzy image appeared. Sharp, dark ships shaped like claws. Black armor, red lights glowing at the edges. The Droxel. It had been nearly 30 years since the Droxel last attacked a planet. Most believed they had disappeared into deep space. But Rian knew they were patient, waiting, watching. "Open a secure channel," Rian ordered. Dax tapped a few keys. "Channel open." Rian spoke clearly. "This is Commander Rian Holt of Earth Defense. You are entering protected Alliance space. State your purpose." Silence, then a crackling sound. A deep, cold voice echoed through the deck. "This is Overlord Vekar of the Droxel Empire. Your planet belongs to us now. You have 1 day to surrender." The screen flashed, showing the face of the speaker. Pale skin like stone, red eyes, sharp armor. Overlord Vekar looked down on the humans, as if they were insects. "You have no real army, no allies close enough to help. Drop your shields, or we will take what is ours." The message ended. The room was silent. No one moved. Dax broke the silence. "Should we contact the Alliance?" "We already did," Rian said. "They'll respond, but they're days away." "And the Droxel?" "They'll attack in hours." Rian turned to his team. "We don't have time for fear. We have time for plans. Bring up the station's full defense grid. I want every drone, turret, and stealth ship ready." The crew moved fast. Orders were given. Systems lit up. Weapons were armed. "Sir," said Lieutenant Mira, a young officer in charge of communications, "should we send a reply to Vekar?" Rian nodded slowly. Yes. One sentence. She waited. Rian spoke clearly. Come and see what we're made of. Outside, the Droxel fleet moved like a silent storm. Inside, Earth's defenders prepared for the fight of their lives. Inside Space Station Argus, every corner buzzed with motion. The peaceful routine was gone. In its place, focus, urgency, and quiet fear. Commander Rian Holt walked through the command deck, checking every station. His face was calm, but his mind was racing. The Droxel fleet was now only hours away. All defense drones launched, he asked. Yes, sir, said Lieutenant Mira. 3 waves positioned in low Earth orbit. Rian nodded, cloaked. As ordered. These drones were small, fast, and hard to see. Not strong alone, but deadly in numbers. Especially when the enemy didn't know where they were. What about the stealth ships? Rian asked, turning to Lieutenant Dox. 5 out of 6. Ready. 6th needs 10 more minutes. We're arming plasma mines now. Rian checked the time. 10 minutes might be too long, but it would have to do. The orbital defense cannons, massive guns fixed around Earth, were also coming online. Old but powerful. They hadn't fired in decades. Below Earth's surface cities were going into lockdown. Civilians were moving into underground shelters. Most didn't know what was coming. And maybe that was better. Rian opened a channel to his full team. This is Commander Holt. I won't give you a long speech. You know what's at stake. Earth stands because we protect it. We don't run. We don't fold. Let's show them who we are. Across the station, soldiers and engineers nodded. No cheers, just quiet readiness. Moments later, the Droxel fleet appeared on short-range scanners. Dozens of ships. Their largest cruiser, the Vengeance, led the way. Black, massive, and shaped like a spearhead. Enemy range in 2 minutes, Mira reported. They're scanning us, Dax added. They still think we're weak. Rian looked at the battlefield map. Good, he said. Let them. The first Droxel fighters broke off from the main fleet and rushed forward, moving fast toward the defense drones. They're coming in hot, said Dax. Straight into the drone zone. Rian waited. Then, now. The drones uncloaked and struck. Dozens of small explosions lit up the black of space. The Droxel fighters broke formation, surprised. Some retreated. Others fired wildly. They didn't expect resistance, Mira said. No, Rian replied. And they haven't seen the real trap yet. The stealth ships, now behind the Droxel formation, moved into position. Their job wasn't to fight yet. They were setting up something bigger. A false data signal was also being broadcast by Argus. It showed Earth's defenses as broken and weak, bait for a deeper move by the enemy. Let them think we're desperate, Rian said to his team. Let them get comfortable. Outside, the battle had just begun. But Rian knew the real war was about to start. The first wave of the Droxel attack had failed, but they were not finished. Inside Space Station Argus, Commander Rian Holt stood over the strategy table. A 3D map of the Earth system hovered in front of him, glowing with red enemy markers and blue defense positions. Rian pointed to the far side of the moon. This is where we'll end it. He turned to his team. The Droxel believe we're weak. Our signal made them think our defense system is damaged. They'll come in stronger, thinking this is their moment to strike. But it's a trap, Lieutenant, Mira said, catching on. Rian nodded. Exactly. Beyond the moon, hidden in the darkness, Earth's last hope was waiting. An old stealth weapon grid built into Moonbase Sigma. It hadn't been used in over 20 years. It wasn't on any public record. Even most of the current defense force didn't know it existed. Is the base still functional? Asked Lieutenant Dax. Partly, Rian replied. But we've sent a drone squad to reactivate its main guns and remote targeting system. If it works, we'll catch their lead ships in a crossfire. Rian paused, then looked at the map again. We'll make it look like our fleet is falling back. The Droxel will chase us. When they pass the moon, we strike. A quiet moment followed. Then Mira asked, what if it doesn't work? Rian answered without hesitation. Then we hold them off as long as we can. The room fell silent again. Outside in space, the second wave of Droxel ships was forming up. Heavier ships this time. Cruisers. Carriers. They moved like a black storm, aiming for Earth's heart. Meanwhile, Rand's team activated the bait signal again. It showed Argus as damaged, with scattered defenses and no backup. The Droxel fleet took the bait. "They're moving," said Mira. "Just like we planned." The stealth ships started pulling back, pretending to flee. Earth's remaining drones spread out to look disorganized. The illusion was working. Inside his private quarters, Rand took a brief moment to breathe. He looked at an old photo on his desk. 2 men in uniform standing on a battlefield. One was him. The other, a commander from the last Earth Droxel War, a mentor, a friend. Gone now. Rand remembered his words. Never fight to win. Fight so the enemy can't ever try again. Back in the command deck, everything was in motion. Dax gave the update. Droxel ships entering the trap zone. Rand leaned forward. Hold fire until they're fully exposed. The seconds ticked by. 1 ship passed the moon, then 2. Then the massive cruiser Vengeance came into view. Rand clenched his fist. Target locked. Ready to fire on your command. He waited. Then fire. From the dark side of the moon, hidden guns came alive. Blinding flashes lit up space. The Vengeance took a direct hit. Its shields flared, then failed. 2 more ships exploded, caught in the ambush. The Droxel formation broke apart. Confused, scattered, screaming through open channels. They didn't see it coming, Mira said, almost in shock. Rand stood still, his voice calm. "This is how we win." But deep in the chaos, 1 Droxel ship didn't fall back. The Vengeance, damaged but still moving, turned toward Argus. "It's coming straight for us," Dax warned. Rand narrowed his eyes. "Then I'm going to meet it." The space around the moon burned with light and fire. Wrecked ships drifted like broken bones. Smoke and debris floated silently in the void. Earth's trap had worked almost too well. But now the Droxel flagship, the massive Vengeance, was charging straight toward space station Argus. "Status report," Commander Ryan Holt called out. "Vengeance is damaged but not down," Lieutenant Dax replied. "Shields at 40%. Weapons are still online. They're heading right for us," Lieutenant Mira added. "Fast." Ryan stared at the screen. The Droxel weren't retreating. Not anymore. Overlord Vecker was coming for them. "They want to break the station," Ryan said. "Crush our command. Take Earth from the top." He paused for a second, then made his choice. "I'm going over." The room fell silent. "You're what?" Dax asked. "I'll board the Vengeance. It's our only chance to stop this for good." "We can't let you go alone," Mira said, stepping forward. "You have to," Ryan said firmly. "I know their ships. I've trained for this." He turned to Dax. "Keep the station safe. Defend Earth. That's your mission now." Ryan grabbed his gear. A sleek black spacesuit, armed with a pulse rifle blade and hacking tools. He stepped into the docking bay. 1 stealth pod was ready, small, fast, hard to detect. The bay doors opened. Stars rushed in. Ryan launched into the black. The Vengeance loomed ahead, like a moving mountain. Fires burned across its surface, but it was still alive, still fighting. As Ryan's pod approached, it dodged a barrage of fire from Earth's defense drones. He slipped beneath its hull and locked onto a maintenance port. He cut his way in. The inside of the Droxel ship was dark, pulsing with red emergency lights. Alarms echoed through narrow halls. The air smelled of smoke and metal. Ryan moved fast, quiet. He knew where to go. The command bridge. 2 guards blocked his path. He didn't hesitate. A clean shot. A silent blade. They fell without a sound. Finally he reached the bridge doors. They opened. There stood Overlord Vecker, tall and armored, with glowing red eyes. A long scar cut across his stone-like face. His hands were behind his back, like he had been waiting. "So," Vecker said, his voice deep and cold, "the human comes to face me." "This ends now," Ryan said. "No," Vecker replied. This is just the beginning. The two charged. Ryan dodged a heavy strike from Vecker's staff. He rolled, fired his pulse gun. Vecker blocked it with a shield, then swung again. Sparks flew. Steel clashed. Ryan used speed. Vecker used strength. Blow after blow, strike after strike. The room shook with their battle. Finally, Ryan found an opening. A sharp move. A fast strike to Vecker's side. The Overlord staggered. Ryan raised his weapon. It's over. Vecker fell to his knees, bleeding, breathing hard. You're not just humans, he said slowly. You're something more. Ryan looked at him with calm eyes. We fight for our home. We never give up. He pressed a code into the control panel. The ship's weapons shut down. Its engines powered off. Earth was safe. The command bridge of the Vengeance was silent now. Only the sound of heavy breathing filled the room. Commander Ryan Holt stood over Overlord Vecker, weapon still raised, eyes locked on the alien leader. Outside the massive windows, Earth glowed peacefully in the distance. It looked calm, untouched, but that calm had nearly been lost. You fought well, Vecker said, voice low. Better than expected. You didn't expect us to fight at all, Ryan replied. Vecker gave a dry, bitter laugh. No, we thought you were soft, disorganized, easy prey. You were wrong, Ryan said, lowering his weapon, but not by much. You saw our kindness as weakness, but we protect what we love. Vecker tried to stand but staggered. His body was strong, but he was wounded. Blood, thick and dark, dripped from his side. Why didn't you finish me? He asked. Because we're not like you, Ryan said simply. And because I want you to carry a message. Ryan walked to the ship's main control panel. His fingers moved quickly, entering a shutdown code. The Vengeance went still. All weapons powered off. The engines cooled. The ship was no longer a threat. Your fleet is falling apart. Your soldiers are fleeing. Earth isn't yours. It never will be, Ryan said. Vecker growled under his breath. This isn't over. It is, Ryan said. But the galaxy won't forget what happened here. And you should tell them what humans really are. And what is that? Vecker asked, looking up at him. Ryan paused. We're the ones who don't stop. Before Vecker could reply, Ryan tapped his communicator. Argus, this is Holt. Vengeance is neutralized. Beam me back. A moment later, his body shimmered and vanished in light. Back on space station, Argus, cheers erupted as Ryan reappeared in the main chamber. His suit was damaged. His face had bruises, but he was standing. You did it, Mira said, smiling with relief. No, Ryan said, breathing heavily. We did it. Lieutenant Dax stepped forward. The Droxel fleet is pulling back, retreating from Earth's orbit. And the Vengeance? Mira asked. Still floating, Ryan answered. Let them carry their shame. He stepped forward, looking out the window at Earth again. So much risk, he said quietly. All for one small world. But it's ours, Dax replied. Ryan nodded. He opened a secure channel to the Galactic Alliance. His message was short, but powerful. This is Commander Ryan Holt, of Earth Defense. The Droxel attacked without warning. We stood alone, and we stood strong. Earth remains free. Tell the stars, we are not afraid. He closed the channel. In the silence that followed, the weight of victory settled in. The battle was over, but the warning was clear. The stars were quiet again. Space Station Argus floated in peaceful orbit above Earth. The alarms were silent. The red lights had turned green. The battle was over. Commander Ryan Holt stood once more at the observation deck, looking down at the planet below. Blue oceans, white clouds, cities lit up like stars on the ground. Earth was still standing. Behind him, the station buzzed with quiet activity. Engineers checked systems. Soldiers helped with repairs. Medical teams cared for the wounded. Everyone was tired, but they were alive. Lieutenant Mira walked in, holding a tablet. Alliance fleet just arrived. Too late, but they're here. Ryan gave a small smile. Let them look around. We already handled it. She nodded. They want to speak with you. High Command is asking how Earth survived. Tell them the truth, Rian said. We fought smart. We fought together. And we didn't give up. Mira paused. And Vecker, he's still alive, floating in the wreckage of his pride. Rian turned back to the window. He didn't feel joy. Not yet. Just relief. The cost of survival had been high. But they had made it. Later that day, Rian stood in front of the Alliance broadcast chamber. Every world, every ship and every station in the network would hear his words. He looked into the camera and began. I am Commander Rian Holt, of Earth Defense. The Droxel came to take our planet. They believed we were weak. They believed we would break. But we didn't. We stood alone, and we fought back. Let this be a message to every corner of the galaxy. Earth does not seek war. We believe in peace. But if you try to conquer us, if you try to take what is ours, we will fight. And we will never stop. He paused, then added one final line. We are human, and we are free. The message ended. The broadcast signal reached planets, ships, and stations across the stars. Later, Rian returned to his quarters. He sat at his desk, tired but calm. He placed the old photo back into its frame, the one of him and his fallen mentor from years ago. You were right, he whispered. We didn't just win. We made sure they'd never try again. Outside, Earth turned slowly in the dark. A world that had stood alone. A world that had refused to fall. A world that had earned its peace.